Good afternoon, High-10 George Realty. We're really excited to have Nicole Menard in the room with us today. She's going to go over Fidelity Agent 1 with all the calculators and things like that we need for our transactions. So I'm going to turn it back over to her and sit back and relax. It's going to be a really good training session. Thank you very much for attending. Nicole, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle.
In my office.
Thank you, Michelle, for allowing me to speak today and share our tool. I'm going to sign in. Give me 1 sec because it's asking for my code. It wants to make sure that I'm who I am with all the fraud that's going on right now. Let me try this again. Okay.
Nicole.
Hi, Lily. Oh, this is odd. It's not. Give me 1 moment. It's not taking the code for some reason. Bear with me. Technology. Yeah. See if this will work. Huh, I've not had this happen before. It's not taking the code that I'm entering. There we go. Okay. Ew. You're just in time. I'm trying to log in. I'm having technical difficulty. I don't know why it's not taking the full code when I enter it. Bear with me. Okay, let's see here. Should be 6 digits and it's not taking all 6. There we go. Okay. Yay, we're in. Okay. Sorry about that. So thank you all for joining us today or joining me today. I asked Michelle if I could come in and share some of the latest calculators that have been added to our Fidelity Agent app. And for those of you that need a reminder, our Fidelity Agent app allows you to calculate seller net sheets as well as buyer estimated costs. How many of you here are currently working with buyers, either here in the room or on Zoom? Okay, so what is the consensus right now? What are they saying to you as far as wanting to purchase and move forward?
The main thing is what's the interest rate they ask?
Interest rate. And what is your response back to them as far as interest?
Time to buy, regardless of the.
Perfect. That's a great, great advice. And I say that because I was on the Zoom on Monday with the Palm Agent developers, and David Childress, I believe I shared this in the meeting on Monday. David Childress hopped on, and I was hoping I was going to have the slides to be able to share. They were talking about the interest rates and how a lot of the buyers are saying, I'm waiting for the rates to drop to go back down to 3 and 4%. You and I know those rates, we will never see those unless we have another pandemic or war. We don't want to see those rates, right?
Right.
So last year in January, the rates were above 7. Now they're back down into the 6s, right? Yes. And so David shared that we may see a fluctuation. Obviously, we don't have a crystal ball to, share with the buyers and let them know rates are going to drop down to this. But just from what David shared and other economists, Mr. Yoon, they anticipate the rates maybe fluctuating a little bit. We may see them drop a little bit, okay? And that's where our calculator, they've updated, and that is a buy now, buy later calculator, which is what I wanted to show you. Because this is a great way for you to have conversations with your buyers and show them, look, right now is the best time for you to buy. If you wait, this is how much you're going to be paying, right? And when those rates drop, what happens? What do you think happens when the rates drop?
The prices go up.
Prices go up. And why is that?
Because more people want that property.
Exactly. And right now, inventory is low. Our inventory level is still low. And I actually took a couple of snapshots from the Zoom on Monday. And I'm going to read to you what they shared as far as the amount of inventory. It was very interesting. So this is, again, conversation to have with your buyers. But our inventory is down. In the West, it's gone up 10.6%. year over year in March, but as an average, new listings last week were 70,191 listings last week, and this is national. In 2011, there were 367,465 listings. So as you can tell, inventory is still down. And what do you think the reason for that is?
Because the people don't want to get rid of their low interest rate.
Correct. So there's many people that have low interest rate, but I'm sure you hear us, all of us reps, sharing with you. Yes, they have a low interest rate, but we are seeing, at least in our business right now, a lot of the transactions that are taking place are empty nesters, baby boomers, maybe mainly baby boomers, where they're either selling to move to be closer to family members, they're selling to help either their children or grandchildren be able to buy. So there's multi-generational living that's taking place. One of the spouses has passed away, or they're moving into assisted living. So there's a lot of different, reasons why these properties that we're seeing are being listed. And I listen to Brian Buffini a lot. I love his style, and also Tom Ferry. But Brian Buffini has been saying for the last 2 years, that silver tsunami wave, we're going to see that wave over the next 10 to 15 years. And that's the largest transfer of wealth. So I know I'm not teaching a farming class, but you should be targeting your empty nesters, your baby boomers, if you're not, okay? And that's where these calculators will help, especially for those that have lived in their property for many years and they want to transfer their tax basis. So 55 and older, they can transfer their tax basis. There's a new calculator in here, and I'm going to show you Prop 19. So you can plug in the numbers and it will show you how it benefits that individual that's looking to sell and transfer their tax basis within California. I'm also going to show you the buy now, buy later calculator, which is for buyers, obviously. And then the third calculator is the true value calculator. And this is geared towards sellers. Okay. So I am going to jump in here. And if anybody has questions, if you don't mind, you can put them in the chat and then I will answer them at the end of the Zoom if that's okay with everybody. Okay, so I'm going to click here on calculators. Now, if you have not downloaded the Fidelity Agent One app, let me know. You can put the information in the chat. And those of you that are here, let me know and I can get you set up. Okay. So we'll create your accounts. And right now I have it defaulted to Los Angeles County. It does allow you to change to a different county or even different state. Okay. We'll click here on calculators and you'll see new. So the buy now or buy later, true value, and Prop 19. These are the three that I want to share with you. So you mentioned buyers. Many of you are working with buyers right now and they're saying, no, I don't want to do anything. I want to wait till the rates drop. This calculator is going to be perfect for you. So I pulled up the average list price in Alhambra based off of the Altos research report, which we have access to. And if you'd like me to add you and for specific zip codes, let me know. I can do that. So the average list price was 1 point, let's see here. Yes. Hold on. Let's see. The average median list price was 1.195. But the median price of the new listings has dropped to 971,000. So I'm going to use that as a number, okay? 971,350. And let's say they're going to put 20% down. And as you can see, it has the interest rate here. So every time you open the app, you'll see that it takes a few moments for it to load. It's going in and making sure that it has the most current information. Okay, so this is just a rough, average. Obviously, for the interest rate, it depends on the seller. The buyer and their qualifications, right? So now we click on compute. And it's going to show if they buy now at this purchase price, shows their loan amount and the interest rate. It will show their monthly payment and what they need to bring to close. So this is a really quick estimate. Okay, right?
Yeah.
So 218,568. This is why we're seeing, the age of the buyers increasing. So the average age is 40 years old.
Right.
The average seller is in their 60s. And the average buyer that's rebuying is like 62. And that's because they're sitting on equity, right? Many of them have their homes paid for. And that's why I said this is a great niche to go after because they're the ones that have the cash to go and buy. Yes, I'm sure a lot of the buyers, the younger buyers, are saying, well, I can't get into the market. They can. They can definitely get into the market, but they've got to look at their price point. They got to look at how they're spending. And I'm going to show within the premium, there's some infographics that show how much money you spend using Amazon or DoorDash. Just by cutting those little monthly automatic deductions that are coming out of your credit card could save, a considerable amount of money. And a lot of people forget about those automatic renewals that, Amazon, Netflix, I think Netflix is now increasing their monthly to like $20 a month. So that adds up. But there is opportunity for buyers to get in. They can purchase, a condo, start out in a condo, a smaller home. There's a lot of different loan options. So, reach out to your lenders, find out what's available. I know that they are working on some new programs to help the buyers, okay? So this shows the buy now. Now, this is the key here. If you go over here to the right, it says appreciation. And I'm using the desktop, but you can also download on your mobile device. When you download it to your mobile device, it'll look a little bit different, but you'll have the same functionality. So this is what's key here. Buyer says, no, I want to wait. If they wait, here's what the future home value would be in 2 years versus current. So as you can see, they're clearly building wealth in 2 years, right? Not only that, if they wait the 2 years, as they're saying, then it will, this is a little different. It will show down below the appreciation nationally. Okay. So nationally, this is not working the way that I want. There we go. Okay. So our appreciation, and we can change the appreciation rate. I'm zooming this out because it's not loading like I want. So you can change the appreciation rate. They're taking the average from the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and other providers, okay? So you can adjust this appreciation rate. You can adjust it down. You can go up. Then these expert predictions, you'll see here, appreciation history for national. There's only, in the red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times that, there was a decline in appreciation. Overall, it's been up, okay? And again, this is nationally. You can go by state. So by state, it shows California, there's only been 13 times that there's been a decline, right? And you can even go local. So Los Angeles, 13 times. And you can look at the percentage. So here in 2024, there was a 6.2% increase in appreciation. Okay, so this is information that you can take. You can print this off. You can have this when you're having conversations with your buyers, or you can utilize the app and have it on your mobile device as well. So either print it off or use your mobile device. And as you can see here, you can print this and you can also share it with your buyer as well. Okay, so that is based off of the appreciation. Now, with the refinance, if they buy now and refinance in 2 years, you'll see the price again was $971, $350, shows the current loan amount, and this is their payment right now if they were to buy. If they waited 2 years, look at what happens to the future price. Up to $1,035,000. So obviously it's an increase. They're going to have to pay more for the home. Their loan amount is higher. Interest rate is the same, but they've lost out on that 2 years worth of equity that they've built. right? So that's the whole purpose for purchasing real estate, is to build your wealth, right? Build up equity. So this is a great example to share with your buyers. Okay. This is why it's important to get in now. Yes, I know the rates are, leveling out from what they were. They're not going to drop down to what we saw during the pandemic. That was inflated. So hopefully this will allow them to see and make a decision to move forward. Any questions? So down below, it also shows the home appreciation. Refi in 2 years, here's their total equity. If they buy in 2 years, then this is the total equity. You can also adjust the number of years. So if you want to do 1 year, you can show them, look, in 1 year, your property's appreciated 31,569 versus waiting till next year, nothing. Okay.
Well, I also tell them what I bought my house for 26 years ago. It told me it was 6.5%. And probably your case too, when you bought in Brea.
Well, no, when I bought my first house in 94, no, I think it was 98. Interest rates were about 9.
Right,
Yeah,
but I'm
but the
saying
prices were
it's
low.
more important the equity you have.
Yes.
And the equity,
Yes.
I tell them that and they
Yep.
go, hey.
Same, yes, my Brea house,
Point.
yes, my Brea
Even at
house.
night, even at night.
Hmm?
And see there, our manager is bought at 12, 11, and he has a lot of equity. I'll take it.
Yeah, and another thing that you can do is you could even negotiate with the seller. Some of the sellers are willing to do a carryback too. A lot of that's
Right.
coming back. So, I know when mom was in the business and when she was actually selling real estate when she was pregnant with me, and I say, it's in my blood because of that. The rates were 19 and 20%. And so she said she had 5 transactions in escrow. She was only able to close, I believe, 2 because of the financing. It was so hard to get money. So they were doing the creative financing, the seller carryback and the AITDs. So, in the market that we're in, if you're not negotiating on the price, you can always offer a lower price. It's all about negotiation, right? And
Right.
working on behalf of your buyers and then obviously your sellers. And so depending on the area and looking at all the numbers, you can fluctuate and adjust your offer to the seller. Because I know some areas we're seeing some of the values dropping depending on the area, location, is what has always been said, right? So this is the buy now, buy later. The other calculator, and actually, let me just show you. If I click here to print, I just want to show you what it looks like. And again, you can print this, you can share it, you can email it, you can text it. It allows you to choose different design layouts. It will have your contact information down here. So when we set up your accounts, if you don't have one already, it will have all of your personal information here. Okay, so it's branded to you. If you want your photo and the company logo, that is part of the premium. And it's going to cost a lot of money. It's 99 cents a month. Okay, or $10 a year, roughly. Okay, that's to unlock the premium version, which allows you to have your photo, logo, and then there's also a lot of other features within the premium, which I'll show briefly. So how many of you here are using social media? Anybody? Nobody. Okay. If you were to use social media, create an account, this content under premium, you can post to your social media. It has the hashtags, it has the caption, it has everything there that you need. Okay. So that concludes the buyer seller portion. Let me go back here and we'll exit this and we'll go to the true value. So the true value analysis calculator, this is geared towards your sellers. Okay, so let's say you have a listing that's been sitting on the market for a bit. This is a great calculator to go in and show them. You know, the longer it's sitting, this is what's going on. So, anybody have an address they want me to use? Do you want me just to plug in an address?
Just plug in.
Okay, I will do that right now. So,
Nicole, the chart that you show the drop before.
for the national, for state and local.
That one only on the desktop?
Is that?
Is that only on the desktop version?
No, it's in the app. So if you click on premium,
Oh, that has to be premium?
well, that calculator is part of the free and it's under buy now, buy later. So the national, the state, and the local, that chart is within the buy now, buy later calculator. So when you enter in the sales price and the down payment,
So it included all the
It's-
states.
it's included.
All the states are within the United States, right?
Yes.
It could be New York, Florida.
So it's national. So it's a national level, then our state of California, and then local. Do you see it, Herman?
Yeah, I think I see it, there's a tab now.
Yes. So you'll have to click on the appreciation. Remember the tabs across?
Right, it doesn't,
And it will be at the bottom. So when it's on the app, it's a little bit different than the desktop, but that information is included in there. And I can go back to that. Do you want me to go back to that?
no, it's okay.
Okay. So right now, under the true value analysis, I entered the property address in Temple City, and it always brings up this home link under mine because I have it set up that way, and yours can be set up that way as well. This brings in what the current property taxes are that the homeowner is paying. I can click next, and then it will show what their estimated loan balance is because it'll pull the data that's recorded and it shows that there was a loan taken out January 2021 for $518,000. Says that it's a 30-year fixed loan and it'll take the average interest rate during that time. So you can use the average, you can bump it up, whatever you choose. I'm just going to use the average that's here. And then it shows what the loan balance is. If you change that interest rate, obviously it'll change the estimated loan balance. I'm going to say, let's use this. Now it's going to show the estimated home value. So what it's doing is it's pulling this information in for you. You can also adjust it, but in the past, you would have had to enter the low, the market, and the high. It's pulling that information based off of the stats and the data that it's pulling up from the resource that we have access to.
The area in the market, that low and the high.
So this is showing recent sale activity around that property. Okay. So we have low, market, and high. And it gives a confidence score. So we can click here on next. And it will show the estimated totals. And again, in the past, when they first launched this calculator, you had to enter the tax information, you had to enter the insurance, electricity, gas, all of this information you had to enter on your own manually. They've improved this. They are taking the obviously the average. Okay, so you have the ability to change these figures. In this example, bless you.
Thank you.
I'm going to use the data that they've provided. And now I'm going to say, let's compute, and it's going to create a nice report that you can show. So it shows the market range, the price, the months to close. So let's say in a low price, it would take a month, the balance of their loan, their estimated closing costs, and it shows the foot traffic. So you'll see there's more foot traffic, obviously, because the price is lower, right? Shows the holding costs, and those holding costs include all of those fees that the seller is paying, their mortgage, along with all of the additional expenses, right? Then it shows what they would net at close. So it's nice because it gives you this information to be able to show the seller, look, especially if it's been on the market for a while and it's overpriced. This will allow you to show them visually, the longer they hold on to the property, this is what's happening. This is what you're paying. Here are your holding costs. So this is 2 months at market. They're paying $5,099 in 2 months versus $2,549. And then their net at close obviously increases based off of the sales price. Okay. What do you guys think about this calculator?
Good.
So this shows the true value. It will also, again, there's tabs here. You can click on market stats and it will provide the market stats. So here's the median list price, the median price of new listings, price per square foot, days on market, median days on market, if there's an increase or decrease in the price, and the number of inventory. So it's almost similar to what the Altos report is providing, but it's now in here as well. So you can print that off as well and share that with your sellers. Timing is also another chart that's here. So you want to avoid chasing the market and price your home correctly, right? And from that Zoom call that I was on Monday, they don't anticipate the prices dropping like everybody thinks, the buyers think, or even mainly the buyers. They feel that it's going to continue to increase over the next 5 years. So if a buyer says, no, I don't want to buy right now, each year that they wait, those prices are going up. Seller, we're seeing some more inventory coming on the market, but because there's not as much inventory, there's less competition. So it's a good time for the sellers to get into the market. Okay, so I'm going to show you the PDF portion. So it shows the true value, and then the has everything listed here below, net at close, holding costs. It creates a nice little report that you can print off and share with your clients, just like the buy now, buy later. So this one, under the true value analysis, if you scroll down here to the bottom, see where it says share or print PDF right here. And this is for the true value analysis calculator. You can also pull up the market stats.
Oh, the chat.
Do you see it?
Oh, I think, yeah, it did. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You can do a true value analysis report. Do you see that too, Herman, right here at the bottom? So this true value analysis.
Just say send the full report.
Yeah, it's a little different on the mobile app, and I can show you after.
TPA,
TVA.
but there's a premium.
So I have the premium.
Yeah.
So the TVA will create a report here that you can share.
What's the difference? TPA and send full report.
What is the difference between what?
Full report and TPA report. What's the difference?
So the TVA shows what you see here. So it has a cover page. It provides I don't know why on this computer it's not. Okay. It shows the understanding the timing, the market snapshot. It shows the days on market as we were talking about, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. And it shows what the holding costs are. It shows that true value analysis that we were talking about, the holding costs as well, from the low, the median to high price. And then it has the net sheet built into it.
It's showing.
So it's a comprehensive report that you can print out and include in your listing presentation, or if you're going back to meet with the seller to try and get them to reduce their price. Okay. Any other questions regarding this calculator? Are you okay with me moving on to Prop 19?
Good.
Okay.
I was waiting for.
Okay. So I'm going to go back. And then let me see if we click on calculators. We click here on Prop 19. Okay. So under Prop 19, are you all familiar with Prop 19 and the changes that they made? So this incorporates 55 and older. This incorporates parent to child transfer. It incorporates victims of the fire as well. So they've lumped it all into one exemption. Before there were different exemptions, okay? So on this calculator, it's asking, do you qualify for Prop 19? 55 and older, severely disabled, wildfires, disaster victim, okay? You click here, and I'm going to enter an address. This was unfortunately one that was lost to the fire. And the reason I'm entering the address is it's going to pull in the estimated tax. So it's bringing in the estimated property tax amount right now, $993. Because this is an elderly lady. She's 84. So she lost her home. This is the current assessed value, $65,980. Primary residence, so this would be what the current sales price is listed for. So I'm just going to say 660. And the replacement property. So I'm going to say 1,100,000. Shows the taxes currently, and you click on compute. So this shows without Prop 19, the annual taxes are $16,554. That's for the new taxable value on 1.1. Okay. Now, because they file for Prop 19, she's able to take that tax basis. So the taxable amount is the $505,980, and it'll show how they are arriving at that figure. So it's taking the current sales price plus what the tax value is. And then it's basing that on that new amount. So this would be annual tax savings here from the 16,554 to 7,615. And the savings over 5 years, and again, you can change this in 1 year so you can see. Shows the current home price, the replacement property, and the property difference. So it's taking the difference between those two amounts, and that's how they're calculating. So this is the Prop 19. Just like the other, you can share and print this off and give it to your clients that are 55 and older that are looking to transfer their tax basis to a new replacement property. And you can do this throughout the state of California. In the past, it was only certain counties that allowed it. And you can do it up to 3 times. Okay, so that's Prop 19. Now, I just want to show you really quick under the premium. So under the premium, if you decide you want to upgrade to premium, they have a monthly marketing package that is provided the first Tuesday of each month. And it will show here are some different pieces that you can use and have conversations with your sellers or your buyers. And if you were on social media, you can take this content and post something once a week. Okay, that way you have some visibility. So this video will show you those different pieces. If you choose not to watch the video, then you can just click on the arrow to see, okay, what is it that they're showing? Oh, this is the golden window, the spring market. It's a timing, a piece that you can share and why it's important for buyers to get in or even sellers. And you can share this. So again, these are little graphics. Too many homes for sale. What does the data show? And again, it'll pull this information in. It'll show the market graphics showing the current inventory to pre-pandemic norms and COVID lows. So again, another great piece that you can show your clients, especially the buyers that are saying, no, I want to wait. As I mentioned, dinner at your door or a door to a bigger home. So this is something where you can say, are you using any of these services to have food delivered like DoorDash or Uber Eats? Well, how much are you spending each month? You could plug that information in so they can actually see. Look at how much money you're spending. You could actually be using that towards your down payment, right? And then the last one, Amazon. Your Amazon habit could be a much bigger home as well, just like the DoorDash and Uber Eats. So those are the pieces that they're highlighting for this month. You can also come up here and search. So Herman was asking about the rates. I can just type in mortgage rates by decade or just rates, and you'll see it brought up all of these different options. When you do that, then it'll show whatever infographics they have available. So here, mortgage rates by decline. These are some of the pieces. We can also say just rates and see I know there was another one here. Let me go to see all. So if you say see all, it will show all of the different variations by now, by later, pet friendly home reports. So there's home reports in here as well. If you're hosting open houses, you can come in and create a home report for that specific address. and it will show what restaurants are around the area, what businesses are around the area, as well as the schools, what the internet speed is, the internet services, the walk score, the sound score. Okay. So that is a little bit, here it is right here. The US housing price from 1951 to 2025. And again, this is a national. So you could go in and type in 1951 to 2025, and it will pull this up. So if you wanted to have this piece for a conversation. Okay. So that's a little bit of what Fidelity Agent One has incorporated and updated as far as the calculators. They're constantly updating the premium and adding new infographics. As you can see, they also have filters. So if you decide you're going to create social media and you would like help, I'm more than happy to assist you through utilizing this app because it has filters. Just listed, open house, you can take that content with the paid version and be able to share that. You can even send it as a text message to invite people. There's videos in here and other shareable calculators. So that's just a little bit of what Fidelity Agent has to bring value to you. And remember, you can have it in the palm of your hand, in your back pocket, in your purse, or you can access from your desktop. So you use the same login and you just utilize the app on your phone versus the desktop. So at this point, this concludes the class, and I thank you all for attending. If you have questions, please go ahead and ask.
This is a little off the subject, I think. So my son lives in El Sereno.
Uh-huh.
If he moves, let's say, to Riverside County, he's 44. Can he transfer this tax base from El Sereno? No, it would be reassessed. You have to be 55 and older. Okay.
You have to be 55 and older in order to transfer the tax
Okay.
basis. Yep. And I know in the past, under the parent to child,
That's what I was thinking.
so there were changes that were made when they incorporated it into the Prop 19. So in the past, parents could transfer to their children or grandparents to grandchildren. They didn't have to occupy the property. They now have to occupy the property. If they don't, then the prices go up. Yeah. And it's unfortunate because I know a lot of parents acquired property for their children to inherit later on, or child, and now.
You notice that all the political ads, they never mention property taxes. They says they can't afford it and they blame everything else except property taxes.
So I'm just going to say this, make sure you pay attention to what's going on the ballot. They're trying to overturn Prop 13. And if they do, property taxes are going to go up and many people are not going to be able
Notice they
to.
never mentioned
No.
the like
Yeah.
property taxes.
So make sure.
That's one of the
Yeah.
$10,000.
And that's one that they're really pushing hard to try and pass. So make sure you read everything and do your research because that is huge. So thank you all. I appreciate it. I'm going to end the Zoom.
Thank you
Thank you.
for coming. We'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.